It's time now to know what's on the front pages of Nigerian newspapers. I have in the studio with me lawyer and social development advocate Jide Ologun, as well as lawyer and public affairs analyst Tunji Abdulhameed. Gentlemen, good morning. Thank you for joining us on TVC Breakfast.
Good morning.
Good morning.
All right, we head straight to the papers, and I begin with this Nigerian newspaper. It says, State of the Nation, people live in fear, act urgently. Ondo Governor Akeredolu tells federal government. You find details of that story on the pages of this Nigeria newspaper. To the blueprint now, INEC to National Assembly. We don't need NCC's clearance for electronic results transmission. INEC speaking to the National Assembly saying we don't need NCC's clearance for electronic results transmission. Details on the pages of the blueprint. To the leadership newspaper now, 2023 permutation changes as North Central lobbies APC PDP for tickets. 2023 permutation changes as North Central lobbies APC PDP for tickets. To the Daily Independent, again, Buhari gives service chiefs marching order. Worried bandit attacks becoming more persistent. 6 Super Tucano aircraft on test flights. Magashi speaking there. You find details of the story on the pages of the Daily Independent. To the Guardian newspaper, NSA absent, a service chief gets a fresh order to end killings. Nigeria takes delivery of another batch of Super Tucano jets next week. Terrorists in Zamfara being plotted as bandits, says Akeredolu. You find details of the story on the pages of the Guardian newspaper. To the First News newspaper, Sultan to Buhari, prosecute arrested terrorists, bandits now. Prosecute arrested terrorists, bandits now, as NIREC, NGF, others visit Plateau, condemns spate of attacks. Details on the pages of the First News newspaper. To the Daily Trust, many schools shut as insecurity disrupts learning in 4 states. Bandits convert classrooms to restrooms in Zamfara. Uncertainty in Katsina, Kaduna. Niger redeploys boarding students. We must salvage our children. Experts speaking there. To the Vanguard newspaper now. Insecurity, act fast. Nigerians living in fear. Akeredolu, I regret granting bandits amnesty. Masari. Gunmen kidnap ex-Katsina State Television GM daughter, asks president to restore people's hope, make Nigeria livable, insists open grazing now illegal. Buhari orders security chiefs to end selective abduction, killing in Northeast and North Central. Bandits becoming a nuisance. Nigerians believe we are incapable, says defense minister. Right. We go to the Nigerian Tribune now. Zamfara gunmen are terrorists, not bandits. Akeredolu speaking. End selective abductions, killings in Northeast, North Central. Buhari charges security chiefs. All right. To the Nation newspaper now. Buhari to service chief. IG, end banditry, kidnapping, find new ways, tactics. 6 more Super Tucano jets in next week. To the Daily Sun, doctors give conditions to end 6-week-old strike. Seek Oshibajo's intervention. Federal government denies owing them. Hold government accountable for industrial action. Johesu speaking there. All right, to the Nigerian News Direct, strike, only illegally recruited doctors excluded from monthly salary. Federal government reacting. To the Daily Times, federal government not owing any doctor monthly salary, Ngige insists, accuses Nard of trying to use strike to arm twist the government to illegally recruit doctors. Nard demands sack of labor, health ministers, hopes on Oshibajo to resolve crisis. To the national economy now, investment opportunities elude Nigeria over defective bilateral treaties. You find details on the pages of the national economy. To the Business Day, Nigerian investor account for highest equity deals in 10 years. Nigerian investors account for highest equity deals in 10 years. To the Punch newspaper, VAT collection, that's value added tax collection row. No going back on bill. Lagos insists. Adamawa backs Wike. No point staying action. Court has dismissed FIRS stay of execution. Lagos Adamawa Hills Rivers Court judgment says it will improve state's revenue. All right, gentlemen, let's quickly look at the story that has to do with developments in Zamfara. One story on the front page of, I think, the Daily Trust said many schools short as insecurity disrupts learning in 4 states, and that some of the schools in Zamfara were now being used as restrooms. Bandits were now using them as restrooms, and that struck a chord with me. And I'm wondering what you make of this development. Though the security operatives are saying they are making some gains with the offensive there, but we see stories coming out of there. And even Akeredolu, the governor, is saying that Zamfara gunmen are terrorists and not bandits, asking the government to treat them as such. Jide.
You know, I must start by acknowledging the efforts of the federal government with the bombarding of the bandits in Zamfara that has become the epicenter of terrorism in Nigeria. But having said that, I just want to ask a very simple question with all sense of, humility. How will it feel if bandits go to the Aso Villa to turn it to a restroom? And I think this is a principal governance attitude that leaders should imbibe. I've said it. Why is there electricity in the USA? Because the governance mindset is that electricity is a fundamental human right. You see, so
absolutely.
When leadership appears to be so much alienated from the people, this is what we have. And many people have asked a question: what is the vision of this government? And I have been tempted to tie it down to the vision of Boko Haram then, which is to fight education. Is Boko Haram not winning the game now? How many schools are open in the north? But I got a ray of hope when recently the governor of Kaduna State came out to say that the unnecessary indulgence given to the northerners in JAMB, makes them lazy. Are we saying that part of the country is not interested in education? And are we saying that the negative impact of this terrorism on the economy has not become strong enough to compel the government to rise? Then I must also admit the fact that I commend my president for charging the service chiefs, maybe for the 12th time now that we have been reading, to take charge. And I keep wondering what exactly is going on. And
what could he have done differently?
I have moved beyond my president. You see, I want to give him the benefit of rest.
How do you mean?
I mean, with what is going on in Nigeria,
he's the president.
He has put in his best. And I think we need to move beyond him.
Can we
and
move
that is
beyond
why
him?
That is why I'm going now to the National Assembly.
Can they move
President
beyond him?
Muhammadu, I'm making a point.
All right.
President Muhammadu Buhari is the president and commander-in-chief of the armed forces. He's just an individual. We have 109 senators, 360 House of Reps members representing Nigeria in that National Assembly. And if they open their eyes and watch this country plagued by this level of insecurity, I have no business with my president on it. But I just want to say this. We have said it over and over again. One day you will leave that National Assembly. Create the society you want to return to. I commend the Sultan of Sokoto, saying now that, and my president has described this terrorism with different dastardly acts, wicked this. He has blamed traditional rulers, blamed the religious leaders, blamed everybody. What exactly is going on? Finally, there is a constitutional mandate. Section 14 subsection 2 of the Nigerian Constitution 1999 is amended, that says that the security and the welfare of the people shall be the primary purpose of government. If this is the level of success we can achieve at the primary level, then how do we move to the secondary level? We are all concerned about Nigeria. And I know that if it appears difficult for man, God never ends in negative.
Absolutely.
And I'm sure he's going to visit this nation and deliver his people.
All right. Tunji Abdulhameed, let's get your perspective to this.
We cannot be tired of talking about security because that is the essence of the government. The government is empowered to provide security and welfare. So, indirectly, like what he said indirectly, once a government fails in terms of providing security, in terms of providing welfare, then no matter what you do, you have failed. So the security should be taken more seriously. And you see, we have for long play a laid-back attitude in terms of fighting this security by institutions whereby governors, ministers, people of high caliber, timber and calibers, or whatever you call it, making excuses why people are killing people, why people are holding the country into ransom. That is an evidence that, look, some people are giving them more courage to do more harm to the country. So you see, the essence of Boko Haram initially, what we were told, that was that they are against confessional education. And if we are talking about school closing down in the north, so what does it mean? It means the Boko Haram has achieved their aim for now. Whether or not they are in control of any state or they are not in control of any state, in as much as their major aim is to ensure confessional education or Western education it does not take place within their area. So if it's not taking place within their area, they have achieved what they are looking for. And whether or not they are in control, no state or whatever, no local government, no village or whatever is in their control, does not matter. So even if it's one state that is in their control or one village, it doesn't matter. You see, we are now in a country whereby individuals now collect tax, the criminals, from the people for them to operate. Because we are told that in some state or in some local government, for you to go to your farm, you must pay certain amount to the Boko Haram, to those they call bandits. I call them terrorists, because when you kill people indiscriminately, you are not to be called a bandit. You are not even an ordinary criminal. You are a terrorist. So we should call a spade a spade. Well, I like the attitude that we are putting in now. In other words, trying to see to make it look serious as it is now. Make it look serious, as not like now. It is. It's like we are painting a picture. Yes, because before now we have been sitting back expecting them to attack before we. Were we really sitting back in terms of when you look at the commitment government had made in terms of purchase of weapons and monies? Which weapons? that had been put. We are just getting deliveries of the Super Tucano jets, the Boko Haram, and all of that, and then the monies that had been earmarked over the years. Will we still say that we are being laid back? When was it this year? It didn't start this year. When we do get our Tucano jet? We got it this year. So, what are you talking about? The process in purchasing. So we must wait for Tucano get before we start attacking. No, there were other things. Because we have been waiting for them to attack somewhere before we respond. Right. That's what we've been doing. We have been waiting for them to have an attack somewhere. They will not rush here as if they will stay there back waiting for us to come. Haven't the military been in the north? No, I'm not blaming the military at all. The military are doing their best in circumstance. The military, they are doing their best in this circumstance. Right. I'm telling you that the attitude, you see. The attitude of who exactly now? We have been told that, look, certain people will not do certain things because of body language of certain people. So if we are talking, probably the body language now is that go and attack. And they are doing that now. Probably before now, it was not don't attack until we. And that's why I say we have been playing a late dog attitude before now. We have been sitting back, expecting them to attack somewhere. After they have gone, we now go to the place. We are now securing the place that they've left. So we should form an attitude of attacking the bandit whatever. Yeah. Like Sir Ogumi said, he said, you people are saying I should show them where they are. That they know where they are. He said so. He said the government know where they are. Right. That's what he said. So if you know where they are, why are you not attacking them? Why are you allowing them? Why are you sitting back to see whether they will attack somewhere before you take action? That's not the way to operate. This is not just an ordinary crime. This is an attack on the state, an attack on the country. This is an attack on the individual, innocent people in the country. And right. We can't just justify any of such attack. All right, we need to quickly go on a short break. When we return, we'll continue looking through the newspaper headlines. Stay with us.
Looking fresh for your dates? Get even fresher with Close Up. New Close Up Triple Fresh formula. It cleans deeply, fights 99% of bacteria, and cools intensely. protected and fresh.
Let's take a picture.
Still fresh, still protected.
Feeling cool and protected.
All day confidence to get close.
Oh yeah, take me closer, close.
New Close Up Triple Fresh Formula.
Someday when I grow up, I would like to be a great innovator, or a singer, or a doctor, or even a president.
I believe my son can achieve anything. That's why I support his dreams with Twisco. It's a delicious mix of cocoa, malt, and milk. Twisco is fortified with Enafort, a special blend of vitamins and minerals that provides the nourishing support to get ahead.
Twisco, power your dream.
Our happiest moments with babies are playtimes. Interrupting our game to change diapers would have made us both unhappy. Fortunately, we have Monfix bands. With its elastic band that can stretch in all ways to fit well on babies, it does not lose its form, does not sag, so there's no need to change diapers frequently. Our games continue. Happiness movement spreads rapidly in all houses. Come on, mothers, try Monfix bands. Join our happiness movement.
The north is so beautiful. And the food, it's nothing like I have ever tasted before. The color.
Vibrant. What about the aroma?
The aroma, oh gosh. It smells just like this one.
This smells so good.
Yeah. Your Dambo Shinkafa tastes even better. How did you do it?
Onga seasoning. It's all the seasonings you need for great taste and aroma.
Onga, Mama's helping hand.
All right, thank you for staying with us. Quickly, before we move on to the next issue, staying with you, Tunji. Again, the president has given marching orders to service chiefs. So, what do you hope to see, perhaps?
Yeah, I hope to see more marching order from the president, followed by action. You know that more because I've been seeing. I'm not tired of seeing the marching order. In fact, I want to be seeing it every day, so that it will look as if. We are actually working on the fight against corruption.
Corruption or
sorry, against insurgency.
Insurgency.
Sorry.
All right.
You see, we need not be talking and be giving our strategies only on the papers and the media address or whatever, because we've been doing that so much. We talk about our strategies on paper, on the addressing people, telling them what we are trying to do, when we are expecting this, when we are doing this. We should stop that. We should do more in terms of action. Let's see what they are doing, not say it.
We hope that now that the president is giving them marching orders again, we will see more action from them. Well, let's quickly touch on this matter that has to do with the doctors and the minister. Yesterday, the minister for Labour, Chris Ngige, met with the Joint Health Sector Union. And it seems that there was no concrete agreement, and because they had given an ultimatum that they were going to go on strike if the government does not meet up with their demands. But I think they are still going to have a meeting before the ultimatum. But then the doctors, on the other hand, and the minister said that they are not owing anybody. With regards to the doctors had been saying that they had to remove the no work, no pay policy because they had been on strike. And so the policy now is that because you have been on strike, we will not pay you. But the doctors want that removed and money is paid. But let's quickly touch on the way government is handling this issue, seeing that the Johesu strike might be imminent. And there's the crisis on our hands, cholera killing a lot of persons. And the report this morning, in the last 24 hours, 17 people have died as a result of COVID-19, for which I know one of those persons. And I'm wondering, how are we managing this whole crisis despite the challenges Nigerians are facing? Jide.
I want to talk about purpose-driven leadership. What is the purpose of the health sector? And of course, you have rolled out some of the experiences we're having now. People are dying, COVID-19 is there. And can't we just sit down and imagine that Saudi Arabia, that has a sound health sector, is still reaching out to recruit more doctors, to enhance the system, Can't we learn from there? And when you move to the HR circle, we are talking about collective bargaining now. The government is saying you have to return back to work before we answer. You know, and one of the excuses given is that some doctors have been illegally recruited.
Yes.
They need to be regularized. That is an indictment on the federal government by the statement of the minister. And the doctors are saying you have not kept faith with the resolutions that the agreement we have with you. So, and this touches on integrity of governance. And if the lives and the welfare of the people, you know, are considerations on the front burner, I think this should be a matter of emergency. We are disturbed, like people are dying. It's not just the resident doctors, the others are now threatening to join. ASU is threatening to. So what exactly is going on? What exactly is going on? And we can only advise. And interestingly, the minister himself is a doctor. So where are we going? So, I mean, and on all areas of life, people are challenged.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Tunji?
Yeah, I think we are having this matter drag because, in my opinion, we have leaders who don't care about the people. We have leaders in charge. I'm talking about this particular health sector now. We have a leader in charge or a minister in charge who I see as somebody who ego in such. That an ego in this. When you are a leader, you bring yourself down. You don't see yourself as Alpha and Omega and say, whatever I say, nobody should say anything contrary to it. Once you say contrary to it, you are not in my position. I see most of the statement by the Minister of Health as threat, a statement of I don't care. If you like, come back. If you don't like, if you like, don't come back. You see, when you are discussing issue, and you are having, for now, I think those coming back, anybody that's coming to be president now, so think about putting people with human relation in government, in those in some critical sectors like labor and sorry, I'm talking about labor now, like labor and other area that we have to interact with so many people. The Minister of Labor is not showing that. It's not showing that he has a human relation attitude that can resolve issues. And I don't blame him much. I blame Mr. President, because I have not heard Mr. President call anybody to come and address me on this. Why is this issue dragging? He left it for them. He had met
with the president, I think, sometime last
week.
The labor minister. To brief him on what.
Brief him, or you should call the labor minister and the doctors and come and talk to me. Let's not do this matter. I'm very sure if the president had called them even before now, they would have called off the strike. They would respect the president. But if you leave this issue to the minister of labor, this matter will not be resolved, because he will be making statements that will anger people, that will make people get annoyed, angry. He will talk as if he is the one feeding you, is the one that is in charge. He's a public officer for goodness sake. He's been paid by our salary. He's been put in place to settle issues. Initially, he said he will not call anybody to a meeting.
May I bail you out on that? May I suggest to the federal government that we have the Chartered Institute of Personnel Management of Nigeria, you know, chartered to handle HR practice in Nigeria. We have the Nigerian Institute of Public Relations that are chartered to handle the issue of relationship. And I don't think they need money from the government to help the government resolve this crisis. These are minor issues. You talk about proactive crisis management. We should not be reactive all the time. When you manage the issues effectively, you won't find yourself in the kind of crisis we have now. Because by the time we conclude this, many of the doctors would have been out of this country. Brain drain. And so who loses? So you invest to train minds, and other countries watching who were not directly involved, we just make them to elope from your country, which will further deepen the experience of poverty in the land. So why don't you consult those who are professionals? Invite them. Invite the presidents of NIPL, president of CIPM, and other relevant professional organizations that help us out in this. That is why we have democracy. Like Barrister Abdulhameed said, the essence of government is to move people from where they are, leadership, from where they are to where they should be, and to enhance the fortunes of the people. And the moment things begin to run anti-clockwise, you jump out and seek help. Nigerians are willing, because particularly in the area of insecurity, we are quick to hear it's everybody's business. Yes, the prosperity of Nigeria is everybody's business. Consult as widely as possible, and please take the wise counsel that they give you. Implement these things like it's done in the private sector, and the progress will be there.
I want to also say that, look, the president should not always be sitting back and wait till the issue become a serious
that's
issue.
The reason
listen, the minister, as far as I'm concerned, has no any role under the constitution. What the minister is doing is